Happy Wednesday, business owners. Today we are diving into Facebook marketing tips that you can use right now in 2020. Find out how to stand out, what content to create, and how to engage your audience. Stay tuned. Hey business owners, thank you so much for joining me for another exciting episode of the Small Business Marketing Q&A show. I'm your host, Rebecca Bertoldi, and I am so grateful that you are here. This week we are diving into organic ways to build your Facebook marketing system and get more followers, get more customers, and have more success. Next week we're going to dive into Facebook ads. So make sure that you are set to watch both of them and get ready to grow your business on Facebook. So last week I got to attend the Facebook Marketing Summit from Social Media Examiner. I learned so much. There are tons of tips that I want to share with you over the next couple weeks, and I can't wait to do so. Thank you guys for putting on an amazing summit. I am so grateful. Okay, let's dive into some ideas. I want to first say that all of these ideas are based on how people have used Facebook for their clients or for their own businesses. And some things may work well for some industries, but not so much for other industries. It is very important that you test everything that you do to make sure it will work for you. Okay, let's go check it out. Today we'll begin with tips to stand out. So naturally, one of the big topics this year was marketing during the pandemic. And a lot of businesses, myself included, kind of stay away from getting involved in any of that in a business level. You know, personally, we may share things that we are on the same side of, but a lot of times in business, we try to leave these things out of it. What they are suggesting that we do is not ignore the elephant in the room and embrace the fact that we are in a very crazy time. And it's not to be sleazy in any way, but if you can find ways that you can bring value to your customers right now to help them deal with everything that's going on, it will help you to stand out. So make sure that you're actually addressing everything that is weird right now in your marketing and talk about it. And you don't necessarily have to pick sides, but just talk about it and recognize that everybody's going through similar things, so we can all help each other out. A great example that was shared was, imagine you're trying to sell ice cream and you have all of these things going on around you. So you're trying to say, here's some ice cream, but everyone's like, there's a lion sitting next to you. Like, how do you ignore the lion? And all of these things are the lions, the racism that we have going on in our country, the coronavirus, politics, everybody being out of work. It's definitely crazy. So make sure that you are not just in the same row of people that are staying silent about it. That's not going to help you to stand out at all right now. You really want to know who you are serving. So I want you to really think about this, be very specific, and think about the people that are actually buying your products or making it possible for people to buy your products. Know who you are talking to and know how to best serve them. What is it that they need right now? If you create content around what your audience needs in this moment, you will stand out. People will respond. Think about the ways that you can really create an avatar that matches the people that buy from you, what their interests are, what their challenges are, what their struggles are, what their hopes and dreams are. If you can tune into that, you will create dynamite content for your audience. A quick example for you. Since my customers are small business owners, I am putting out content that talks about why right now is the time to advertise on Facebook, because there's not nearly as much competition at the moment. All of these big box stores and people that have very deep bank accounts, they're not advertising. So we're getting ads for way lower cost per click than usual, and small business owners are reaping the benefits. So think about how you can create content for your audience that serves them in this moment. Okay, now that we've looked at how to approach our audience, let's look at tips for creating the actual content. For years, marketers have known that video is going to take over, and each year that I attend these events, it gets closer and closer. Your new content ratio should consist of 70% videos, 20% images, and 10% links. Remember, Facebook wants people to stay on Facebook as long as possible. The longer we're on there, the more ads we are served, and the more money Facebook makes. So anything you do to keep people on longer is going to help you. Therefore, when we're looking at sharing links, because of course we want people going back to our pages, but now I want you to test something out, and instead of sharing a link where maybe it generates the preview, ditch the preview, talk about the link in the post, and then add the actual link in the comments. Try that out and see if you get more organic reach and more engagement. Before you get overwhelmed about creating so much video content, I want to share a couple ideas with you that may be easier than you think. The first one is interviews. You can even do this via Zoom. Just have your Zoom meeting set up, hit the record button, and you can share that. So interviews with customers, interviews with people in the industry that may compliment you, anything like that really goes a long way. Behind the scenes, people love stuff like this. So even if, you're showing something like your desk setup or your studio setup or anything like that, know that because people are human, which we all are, we are intrigued by what your setup looks like. And even when you show like things that you may not have done well, people like to know that you're human too and that you make mistakes just like they do. So don't overthink it. Show things that you think people would be interested in and test it all out. Next, I want to bring up quizzes. Who doesn't love to take a quick quiz and kind of strut their stuff and show their knowledge? There are tools out there that you can create the ones like you see on Facebook, or you can just do a video that just asks simple questions and then has the answer down the line. Get them to stay involved and engaged with the quiz and stay on the video longer. Product previews, these can be anything from just showing how the product works, setting up the product, anything that you can think of that would shine a positive light on what your products are and how they can be used is always a great thing. And lastly, I want you to tell some stories. Talk about your experiences with your customers or clients. Talk about how your product or service has made an impact on other people in the community. Tell stories about how people are using your product. It's more relatable that way versus you saying, oh, you can use this for X, Y, and Z. It's a different way to present that information, and it's a little easier to digest. So which one are you going to try first? So when you're creating your content, try to find simple images to use if you're not, when you're not using video. Simple meaning just not a whole lot going on, not crazy busy. You want pictures that really represent the end result after using your product or service. So for example, if you're a life coach, I work with a lot of life coaches, we want people to look very at peace in their pictures and happy and carefree, because that's the kind of result you can expect from life coaching. So we want to illustrate that in the images that we use. Finally, if you guys have been waiting as long as I have for Facebook to finally really catch on and embrace hashtags, that time has come. So start using your hashtags. I wouldn't recommend doing 30 like you can on Instagram, but start using them. And just a quick side tip, when you are a local business, Instagram is great for getting you recognition on a local level because of those hashtags. So as these hashtags grow in Facebook, you'll be able to do that too, but make sure that you're using them on the Instagram side if you're using Instagram. And lastly, going live, which you can always see that button when you go to post something. Going live consistently will bring you good results. It's something that you may not see right away, so please be patient. It can take up to, if you were going live once a week, it can take up to 6 months to really see a huge return, but you'll start to see little bits here and there. So don't worry, don't get discouraged. Keep going, keep practicing, and make it your own. Okay, when we're talking about posting, the biggest thing is that we want to be consistent and we want to post when our followers are online. So I recommend at least 3 posts a week. If you can do more, but I want you to only commit to what you can do consistently every week. And then head into your Facebook Insights and check out under the Posts tab. It shows you when the majority of your people are online, and start testing times to post when they are actually on there. Lastly, I'd like to share a few tools with you that you can use to make this process a little easier. The first one is Canva. This is great for creating the graphics for your Facebook posts, for Instagram, any other platform. And you can also use this tool for your internal flyers and anything else. Like, they have a ton of templates. There is a free version. The paid version gets you some better quality stock images, and it's, I think, only $9.99 a month. So definitely something to consider. So for creating your videos, I'd like to share a tool called InVideo. Similarly to Canva, they have all of these templates ready to go for you. There are so many different things that you can create in here with video, and it's going to help you to hone in your message and organize your thoughts as you're doing it. So definitely another software to try. I will include the links for both of these in the show notes. And the last tool I did want to mention was just using Facebook's post scheduler. If you want to put your posts in and get them done for the week in one shot, you can do that right in Facebook. Okay, I know that was a whole lot to learn, but I want you to know that you can do this. You can grow your following. You can make money on Facebook. You just have to put in the steps now to build a great empire of people. So many tips, right? I was so grateful to have attended that summit and be able to share it all with you. So don't forget, next week we're going to go over everything I learned for Facebook advertising. So make sure you set a reminder for yourself. I will include the links to any of the tools that I mentioned, plus the link to submit your own question in the show notes in the description. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.